Berlin, and I am wearing a blouse from Arket. I think it's from last year, maybe the year before, and just some cycling shorts and my platform sandals, and that's it. I'm currently at that weird stage where there's still so much like annoying baby hair coming out of my bun. It's driving me slightly insane, but hopefully not for much longer. Just a symptom you've forgotten. Me in your pocket, turn up the television now. Set me in the corner now. Technicolor's your bed, oh, won't you hear me out? You're painting all my features and everything you needed. Don't put me on the shelf, no. I'd never find another. Don't ask me what my name means. I don't believe in that. Conversations one sided, pull the strings and watch me come apart for you. I don't believe in that. Trouble speaking whenever you're around and tell me what you wanna do. I don't believe in that. More in pieces inside you, pull the strings and watch me come apart for you. I don't believe in that. I don't believe in that.
Bienvenue à tous et à toutes au championnat interstellaire de tennis.
It's the first time Finn and me are gonna go for a run together.
Formation de la transportation océanatique ainsi que la photographie avec flash et
Good morning, everyone. So this was a really good run for Finn. I think he enjoyed himself. He didn't even have to run very much. He was not speeding or sprinting yet. Or whenever he did, I struggled. So I think we're still trying to find our pace, and I literally died. I am so not fit at the moment. So it was a bit frustrating for me, but it was so much fun to run with Finn. Like, I think he really enjoyed it. At first he was like, what's going on? And then he was like, oh, this is nice. Good morning. I am wearing a kind of crop top that is kind of riffled and has this elastic. Sorry, the mirror is really bad again. And then I am wearing just a pair of really comfy kind of pleated trousers with it. And because I'm still at home, I'm actually not wearing shoes at the moment. And yeah, my hair also still needs to dry, but this is kind of my very comfortable outfit for working from home today.
I wonder what you dream about. You're smoking out the window. Oh, darling Geppetto, I'm wishing on a star too. Grow legs and start talking. Walking right beside you. Cut off the strings and put me down. Tell me what I'm missing. Oh, I never listen to the crickets on my shoulder.
We've just come home from a tiny walk just because it's really hot outside, and you should just not walk your dog for a long time in like 30-degree heat. And then I have cleaned the kitchen, which was an absolute mess, and continued to clean the bathroom and put some washing on, and now I am exhausted. I feel a bit shaky, and hopefully Addison is coming home soon to make dinner. He's still getting some groceries for it because I think I really need something to eat. But anyways, today was a pretty boring day. It was hard to work because it's so hot, and yeah, I think that the weekend will be much more interesting than my actual week. Hope you're having a good week so far.
Conversations will slide, pull the strings and watch me come apart for you. Don't believe in that. Trouble speaking whenever you're around and tell me what you wanna do. I don't believe in that. War in pieces inside you, pull the strings and watch me come apart for you. I don't believe in that. I don't believe in that.
just woken up, hence the puffy eyes and everything, but I'm feeling quite stiff, so I'm gonna do a round of morning yoga to hopefully loosen up my body.
De tous vos amis du CIT, merci et bienvenue.
I can be your third man doll, just a symptom you've forgotten. You slip me in your pocket, turn on the television now, set me in the corner now, and technicolor's your bed, oh won't you hear me out? You're painting all my features and everything you needed, don't put me on the shelf.
Hey guys, I thought I would quickly tune in with you. I am currently at Kudam for my very first store visit in this year, and it's kind of exciting. And yeah, I'm not sure if I will take you with me because I'll be quite busy. It's for a job, and otherwise I will check in with you in the afternoon.
I'd never find another. Don't ask me what my name means. I don't believe it.
I am done and I am so sweaty. It's gross. It's so hot today. So now I'm home. I'll go through the material and get everything ready for approval by the brand, and yeah, then I am gonna film a bit of tattoo story time kind of thing for you guys, and I think I'm just gonna include it in this vlog instead of doing its own kind of video, just because I think it's nicer.
Conversations one sided, pull the strings and watch me come apart for you. I don't believe in that. Trouble speaking whenever you're around and tell me what you wanna do. I don't believe in that. More in pieces inside you, pull my strings and watch me come apart for you. I don't believe in that. I don't believe in that.
Bienvenue à tous et à toutes au championnat.
It is 7:30 on Saturday and we are gonna go on a run again, and it was not easy to motivate myself this morning, not at all. So yeah, first week of running so far, I guess.
La stellaire de tennis. L'usage d'appareils de téléportation, la transportation cellulaire mathématique, ainsi que la photographie avec flash est strictement mandala durant le match.
I just came home from the run and oh my god, I am so sweaty. It's already like 25 or 26 degrees, so it was a lot, and I'm not sure if I can do it again in this heat, but I did it, and that's the only point, isn't it? As you can see on my face, it is extremely hot in Berlin. I think it's 36 degrees, so I'm not entirely sure why I'm filming this in this ultimate heat, but we're at home anyways because we didn't really know what to do with ourselves today. It's supposed to be raining in the afternoon as well, so that's why we didn't go to a lake, but kind of regretting it now. Anyways, today I wanted to answer a couple of questions about my tattoos, because I have recently gotten a lot more questions, and that is over YouTube but also on Instagram, and that's why I thought I would start on my arm, Not entirely sure if I will really cover every single one on my arm today, because that's a lot of tattoos basically. Actually, before I get started, I would absolutely love to hear which one is your favorite and why, basically, because everyone always has a different favorite from all my tattoos, and it's just kind of interesting to hear why people choose a specific one as their favorite. So let's get started with my very first tattoo. It is this one, and it's a compass that points to southeast, and I got it done when I was 16. Yes, my parents were not happy. I got it done when I was in Australia, and I unfortunately don't know the artist anymore. It was just a random tattoo parlor in the town of Noosa. It's probably still there, but I don't know what's the artist's name, unfortunately. I was young. And basically, so that's 10 years ago. I think for that 10 years it still looks fairly good, and it points to southeast for Australia basically, if you look on a world map. And the writing around it is saying, "Find my little piece of sunshine," and it's from a lyric that I used to love at that time, and it continues with "and keep it inside." And basically it's just for me to always remember to keep my happiness basically inside, and keep the things that make me happy like close to myself. And yeah, that was the first one, I guess. Oh, and pain point, I would say it was a 6 out of 10, just because for my first one, maybe a 5 out of 10. It was not too painful, but since it's a bigger one and there was shading, it just took a bit longer. And I think any tattoo that takes a bit longer, like anything longer than 1.5 hours, does hurt, because your skin obviously gets irritated and everything. But compared to some of my other tattoos, it was not too bad, so I will redo that. It's a 5 out of 10. As much as I personally hate the saying, once you start getting tattoos you can't stop, it was true for me for like a long time. I would say the last 10 years I did get a lot of tattoos, but I've kind of like paused a bit, which is not necessarily because I don't want to get any anymore, but I'm much more deliberate. And also, I mean, my arm is quite full, so and I don't want to get my whole body tattooed, never wanted to, and I don't think it will ever happen. Anyways, let's get to my second tattoos. Actually, it was 2 tattoos in one sitting, and it's my, it's really hard to show, but it's my mandala. I will show it in a clip. And it was done by Rachel. I will link her Instagram below. And she is fantastic. She's the sweetest tattoo artist ever. I absolutely loved it. She's so kind and calm and just made me feel really comfortable. And I know she's much bigger now, and I was getting tattooed by her when she was still like really a small tattoo artist. And throughout the years I've met her again because friends of mine got tattooed by her, and she still stayed like the kindest, loveliest person. So definitely support her if you want to get a tattoo. She does beautiful fine line work, and the mandala style was dedicated, or is still dedicated, to me and my brothers and me. Wow. And anyways, it has like a sun element, and that one just means like a little talisman that the sun should shine on our lives. And then in the middle there is some flower detail, which doesn't necessarily have a specific meaning other than it looked very nice. And the upper part is shell detailing, and I really love it because we always spent our summers in France, and I would pick shells and my brothers would basically throw things at me, I guess. But it's like a lot of happy memories, and yeah, and then the 3 dots at the end, they symbolize my brothers and me. And I think to date it's just a very special and personal tattoo for me, and I really like it. The pain points for the mandala style tattoo, I would say it was a 6 out of 10, because it took really long. It was like nearly 3 hours, and it was a big piece of work for Rachel at that time, and it's just a lot of fine lines, and fine lines can be less painful, but there's also shading, and the shading killed me, so that was really exhausting. In the same sitting, I got the little flower tattoo done here by Rachel. I've always wanted to have a hand with flowers. It was very big at the time, but I still like it as much as then. And I was aged, I think 19 or 20 when I got those done, and I just realized I'm really not going chronologically through this, but I'll go back and forth, I'm sorry. The plan was to do it chronologically, but I cannot do that. I'm not capable. Anyways, same sitting was the flower and the hand, and it just symbolizes my home, like my hometown, and my childhood house is next to a lot of fields, and there is I don't actually know what it is called in English, like Mohnblumen. I will Google it and I'll put it below, because I literally don't know the English word for this. I'm having a mind blank. Anyways, that's why they had to be in the tattoo, and also like the corn had to be in there, because it's just everything that grows around where I grew up. So that's, I think, a cute meaning, and as much as I have always wanted to leave home, I'm still quite happy to go back home, if that makes sense. Like, home still has quite a meaning to me. The pains for the hand with the flower was barely any pain. I would say a 2, max a 3 out of 10. It was done so quickly, it was not a problem at all. I would say maybe 3 out of 10, just because it was after the mandala and I was already quite exhausted and just a bit moany. But yeah, not that bad at all. It's also not a painful spot at all. So now I'm going back in time. When I was 18, I went back to Australia after I finished high school, and just as a side comment, every time I've been to Australia, I got tattooed. Anyways, that tattoo I got done, it's this one, the Greek numbers, or the Greek date. And I also got a big one done here, but I don't really want to talk about that today. It will just be too much, I think, so that is for a different time. I got it done because of a good family friend. He was like my grandpa. He died, and I wanted to get something that would remind me of him for a really, really long time. And I guess I thought that his death date would be a good idea, and I still think it is, because that way, I don't know if you know the saying, but you die twice. Once when you die and basically your physical body dies, and the second time is when your name is set for the last time, or the last person ever thinks about you. And as long as I have this tattoo and people ask me what does it mean, I can tell his story and I can tell people about him, and I will always be reminded, and I will always think about him, and in that way I think it has a beautiful meaning to me. The Greek letters were not too bad as of pain. I would say it was a 3 out of 10. Same reason as for the flowers and the hand, because I had done my ribs before and my body was in pain. I guess it's time to talk about my beloved snake. It's one of my absolute favorite tattoos, I would say. She's beautiful. She's one beautiful snake. And I was, I think, 24 when I got her, maybe 23. No, I'm pretty sure I was 24 because I already lived in Berlin, and I got it done by Christoph. He is called Audi100 on Instagram, and I absolutely love him. He is such a sweet person, and I love his tattooing style, and he's just, I don't know, he's very nice. I really enjoyed having tattoos done by him. So I have always wanted to get a snake. I like snakes. I wouldn't necessarily have a pet snake, but I think they're pretty cool, and maybe it's the Harry Potter nerd in me that loves them so much. But I kind of always wanted to have a snake, but I didn't want to get like, I don't know, I wanted to get it done a little bit different, if that makes sense, and that's why I love this snake so much. Like, I think her print is stunning. He did such a good job with it, and I remember when I came there, he had it the other way around, so her skin would have been my skin color, and then the kind of motif would have been black, but I really wanted to have a black snake. And yeah, I'm extremely happy with it, and would 10 out of 10 get this again, especially done by him. Christoph is lovely. I would say overall pain point for the snake was a solid 7 out of 10. I actually nearly fainted when I went home with the U-Bahn after. Had to do like a half an hour trip home. It was a really hot day in summer, and it was just a lot to cope for my body. But I think it's also the big black I have there. Like, it's a lot of all black shading, which is just a lot of shading done to your body, and that can just be a lot more painful. So just bear that in mind if you want to get work where there's a lot of really black shading involved. I don't know if I will ever manage to get this done chronologically, but before the snake, obviously, before I moved to Berlin, I got done my lady friend. So I was, how old was I? I think I was 21 or 22 when I got her done, but I had painted her like ages before that, because I had thought about going to art school instead of business school when I was 18, and I had kind of like prepared my portfolio, and most of them said you need to do like drawing work as well. And I remember as a child I would always like draw some kind of like anime and stuff, so she was kind of like, I guess, inspired by that. But I loved her, but I never actually sent in my application, my portfolio, because I got accepted in business school and I decided to go. And I think she always meant a lot to me because she is like, she symbolizes all the creativity in me, and maybe also a path that I didn't go but I could have gone. So she has a lot of meaning to me as well. I got her done at a private studio in Melbourne, and I will try and find the tattoo artist and write him below and also link him or his social media profiles, but I'm not entirely sure if I will be able to find him. The top of my head, I don't remember his name, but it was very nice to get it done by him. He did a great job. He was a bit nervous because it's a drawing that I did and not he, so that's always like, I think, a difficult task for a tattoo artist, and all the lines are kind of as thick as I drew them. We only did like minor alterations, and I'm really grateful for that. As for pain, she was quite painful because I had a sunburn a couple of days before, which I didn't realize or also forgot. And once he got started, my whole arm peeled, and he did it on like fresh skin. he was not happy. He was also really worried it would hurt a lot more. It hurt a bit more, I would say, because I think ultimately this would be a spot that doesn't hurt a lot. She did hurt in some spaces, which I guess would have been where I got more burned, and I cannot stress this enough. Do not get a tattoo when you have a sunburn. It's not fun. It's not fun for the aftercare, because it can mean that your skin will not keep the ink in. Like, there's a lot of stuff that can go wrong. So do not get a tattoo, and be extra careful before getting a tattoo to not get a sunburn. I had to learn the hard way. Anyways, she was like a 7 out of 10 maybe. Yeah, I would say 7 out of 10 for pain. And that is just because of the sunburn, and the aftercare was a bit more intensive, because there were spots where I thought that the ink would not stay, but ultimately it all stayed, and she looks lovely. So this is kind of it. This is the first round. I guess I will do a second round, and as an improvement for the second round, I will definitely also let you know how much each tattoo cost. I can also add it in the description box. I might do that because I forgot to tell you. I actually wrote it down, but I forgot to tell you. This is me just talking and forgetting things. Yeah, I'm happy that I was able to share this with you, and also share the stories and the meanings behind them. And I don't think that tattoos always have to have a meaning. Sometimes if you just want to get something and it will remind you of a specific time in your life, I think that's also like a great idea. And yeah, do you have any tattoos? I would love to hear what kind of tattoos you have. And obviously I hope you enjoyed this, and it was of any kind of value for you. And also, if you are trying to decide if you want to get a tattoo or not, just keep in mind that it should make you happy forever. And every tattoo that I have, I am happy that I got it.
Do what you dream about. You're smoking out the window. Oh, darling Geppetto, I'm wishing on a star too. Grow legs and start talking, walking right beside you, cut off